Okay, it's January 9th, and this is the news special, not much drama edition. Yeah, sorry, no drama, so you won't want to watch. It won't be interesting, no drama. Yeah, so we're going to start doing these newses. We got a new contract. The network's expecting some big payoff. They got some sort of lawsuit deal going or some other kind of nutty thing. And so, you know, they promised me some bucks later, and so we got a new contract, and instead of doing just the weekend news, I'll just do random newses every now and then, whenever I feel like it. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, whenever I feel like it, you know, that's a pretty good deal. So anyway, in the news, you know, there was this primary election in New Hampshire. Hillary came out first over Obama by, you know, 3 percentage points. I don't know if that's a significant victory or not, but I guess any victory is a victory. The problem's going to be this Edwards guy now. You know, he's down to 17%. But you know, he plans on going right to the convention. You know, so he's just going to be a spoiler throughout the whole process here. We're not going to know who he's stealing votes from. You know, the most votes from. But that could make it all interesting. It's good to have a convention where, you know, anything can happen. The Republican side, McCain. That's sort of a surprise. Warmongering crazy fuck, you know, but they're all crazy fucks, right? I mean, Romney is, you know, religious crazy fuck, and then a Hucklebull or Hucklebee or Hucklehead, another religious nut. So yeah, there's not a lot of choices here. The surprise was Giuliani and Ron Paul. They were, you know, fighting it out for fourth at 8% and 7% respectively. You know, so Ron Paul did come in fifth, I guess officially. Not a very good showing, consider, you know, New Hampshire's kind of a third party-ish kind of independent state, so, you know, that's a pretty big loss, I think. So I guess he'll be saving his money for his, you know, what might be his third party run in the regular election. Who knows? Who knows what the next move will be? So anyway, in other news, not much news, but internationally there was a little bit of story about these Iranians, and apparently they had some incident with our aircraft carriers where they buzz around them, they swarm around them in little motorboats, you know, and they, you know, up Sandies and moon them or whatever else. But you know, apparently don't have very good translators in Iran, and so like they're shouting stuff like, we're coming at you, and we'll explode on you. You know, it's just kind of funny stuff, you know. Yeah, so, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just kind of funny, you know, that they're just taunting our aircraft carriers. But anyway, you know, it's their water, so I guess they have a right. So there's this other story in Sri Lanka. Didn't know that was becoming an Islamic network of islands, apparently. Well, anyway, there's this president over there, Gooby Pooby, I can't remember his name. Well, anyway, Boy Scout over there, you know, one of their Boy Scout virgins, apparently stopped the guy from stabbing the president, and you know, so that was a nice story. You know, Boy Scout did his duty, whatever. Cut his hand up pretty badly, though. Might not have, you know, might have did some nerve damage there. So, you know, I don't know what happens to Boy Scouts when they have, you know, injuries in the line of duty. So, I don't know. Anyway, other stories. Let's see. Yeah, there's a soldier, I guess, going around, you know, a gay soldier in the military, talking about his gayness, you know, and that's sort of a taboo, you know, that breaks the don't ask, don't tell kind of policy. You know, you're not supposed to be talking about your gayness if you're in the Marines or whatever, the Army. So so far though, they haven't done anything to him, so it might be an indication that, you know, they're a little desperate in the military. Don't want to be kicking out even the crazy homosexuals. It's kind of a weird concept. He's a medic apparently, so I guess they don't consider themselves real Army men because they're not killing people, they're gluing them back together. But just this whole concept, it just creeps me out. I mean, you expect gay people to be a little more thoughtful, you know, than, yeah, I'm gonna go over and blow shit up. It just doesn't sound gay. But anyway, can't read this. Oh yeah, dairy farm. This really isn't a story, so I'm gonna go right through it real quick. Some dairy farm in Massachusetts, yeah, organic kind of a thing, you know, no hormones in their milk. Well, anyway, they got a big listeria outbreak, and so yeah, I guess, you know, 3 people died, and some woman had a miscarriage or whatever. But you gotta watch this organic stuff, you know. Stuff can say organic, and you know what I mean, that doesn't really mean too much. Sometimes that means they've been fertilizing it with like chicken shit, and you know, organic isn't necessarily pollution free. It just means that they're calling the pollution natural, you know. I mean, there's a lot of things that are naturally poisonous, you know, and naturally infected with bacteria, and so it's not always a good thing, organic. There was this really weird story. These I don't even know what town it was. I guess it was New York or someplace like that, Chicago, I don't know. Well, these 3 old guys, well, I guess one of them died. They were all 65 years old about. And so the 2 guys, you know, the one guy died, and so the 2 other guys wheeled his body in his wheelchair to the pay-o-matic. I don't even know what a pay-o-matic was. You know, to cash his Social Security check, his $355 Social Security check. And you know, apparently people saw them going down the street and the bodies wobbling around in the chair, and then I guess when they went into the store to cash the check, they left the body outside, and everybody kind of noticed, hey, look, there's a dead guy in a wheelchair. So a cop noticed that and called an off-duty cop, and I guess he called the regular police to come take care of the problem. Just a very bizarre story. You kind of feel bad that people got to go to that much trouble for the $355. They ought to give him like a sack of potatoes to wheel around or something. I mean, you shouldn't have to wheel around your dead friend to get your $355. But anyway, another funny story, I guess it was Michigan. Some guy, you know, hunting knives, stealing hunting knives from a store, and apparently he got caught or whatever, was trying to run away, and he fell down and he stabbed himself with the knives he stole. So that was kind of funny, you know, kind of a just desserts kind of thing. There was this crappy story about some old nutty lady in South Dakota who killed a mountain lion, 80 years old, to protect her dog. And so apparently, yeah, she took a couple of shots at him, I don't know, with a .22 rifle. Doesn't seem like that would be, you know, I guess if you hit it in the right place, you don't hit it in the head, you'll certainly knock it down, but it's probably kind of a miserable death. I mean, .22 is kind of a small little bullet. I don't know if that's the best way to go. Anyway, Britney Spears. I didn't know she was out of the crazy house, but apparently she's already out of the crazy house. I don't know why they let her out. But they've impounded her car because it's defective. Well, it's got a flat tire. So, you know, she's got something upstairs missing, and the car's got something down. The wheels aren't working. So, yeah. Well, anyway, just who cares? This really shouldn't be in the news. But anyway, but these rich people are funny. You know, they get something like a flat tire, they just leave their car blocking traffic. I mean, what is, you know, they're just all so fucking arrogant. Ugh. There ought to be an island for these people. You know, Celebrity Island. Okay. And then last story, MySpace. So apparently there's been a federal grand jury is you know, requiring MySpace to provide information regarding that girl who killed herself, you know, hung herself because of the hoax website. So it's good to know that they're at least going to follow up and investigate that, because, you know, that seems so tacky. You know, I hate liars, and, you know, lying to 11-year-old girls is just, that's just bullshit. So I hope they do at least wave their finger at those fucking people. Give them a good finger waving. So anyway, that's the news. And till the next time. And you know, and I'll end with just and